Hey everyone, I just finished reading Eruption by Michael Crichton and James Patterson. Look at that cover, it's very dramatic, very glossy and embossed. I love it. So, it's by Michael Crichton and James Patterson. It's an action thriller based on a manuscript that Crichton left behind before his death in 2008. And he's been working on this manuscript for decades, really, since the 70s, and it's a passion project of his. And his wife asked Patterson to finish the manuscript for him, and the product is Eruption, a very fast-paced, edge-of-your-seat thriller. The premise is that Mauna Loa is about to have the biggest eruption it has had in ever, really, and on the base of Mauna Loa, in between that and Mauna Kea, is a cave with canisters of an herbicide, and the herbicide turns lethal when the common housefly, which is all over the world, lands on it, ingests it, and defecates on it. It metabolizes the herbicide into a lethal bioweapon, and this bioweapon reduces plants to ashes, and it causes people to die a terrible death within hours, if not even minutes. And if the lava flow gets to the cave, these canisters will combust. And when it combusts, it'll send vapors into the stratosphere, into the jet stream, and it'll quickly distribute itself around the world. And pretty much every plant, every living thing will die within weeks, maybe even days. So it's really very much high stakes book here. And leading the team to save the world basically is the Hawaiian Volcano Observatory scientist Mac, and his team realizes they have maybe 4 or 5 days to stop this huge eruption from getting to the cave and destroying the world. The US Army general also gets involved, and so does this like arrogant billionaire named J.P. Barker. He gets involved and he acts as an obstacle. I was really excited to get this book. James Patterson is my guilty pleasure author. The pages fly by with him like no other author I read. With Michael Crichton, he's a spectacular science fiction writer. I really respect how his science is pretty accurate in his books. I've read Jurassic Park and Congo, so I've only read 2 books, but I tend to see a pattern even with those two. His books tend to read like an action movie. I could see the projector going off in my mind as the book unfolds, and Eruption is definitely one of those books. Combining the short chapters and the fast pace of James Patterson, and with the science-paced plot, with the cast of characters that form a team of science and military figures, that seems to be Crichton's forte, so you can see both of these authors' tendencies coming through in this book. The descriptions of the fast-moving mountain of lava coming to people and some of the deaths in this book are really brutal. Something that shocked me is that very important characters in this book do die, so be warned of that, either in acts of heroism or acts of hubris. I'd also consider this a military thriller, just because there's a gung-ho valiance of American heroism, all hands on deck with fighter jets and deploying martial law, and the Army General describes this act of trying to divert the lava flow through explosives as a war against Mother Nature, against Goddess Pele, which is the Hawaiian goddess of volcanoes. And it's exciting to watch all these scientists and soldiers come together to essentially blow up parts of the largest volcano on the planet, which is doing it almost the nearly impossible task of telling Mother Nature what to do. I actually studied environmental science in college, that was my major, and I read a few research articles on mitigating lava flow, and they usually do use canals and dikes to do this, but in this book, the canals and the dikes, sorry, would have to be 7 miles long, and somehow they do construct a long dike, but it doesn't really do anything, and so the team kind of has to scramble last minute to really basically blow up this mountain. And I won't give away any more of the climax, right? But I must say it's a very thrilling ride. Also, lastly, I have to respect the humanity in this book. Each person, when in certain perilous danger, is met with great attention and rescue efforts. The native Hawaiian culture is touched upon many times, with residents using Hawaiian language and being in disagreement with the orders of these white people that they don't really trust from the mainland USA, telling them what to do and where to go. So overall, I gave this book 4 stars for its well-executed action and thrills, and I definitely we'll be reading more from both of these authors. Definitely more of Crichton. I've only read 2 of his books, and he has many. So yeah, maybe one of you guys can recommend me a Michael Crichton book actually in the comments below. That would be awesome. Thank you for watching.